بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How's that? That's good. I'm going to be reading from this book, page 126, inshallah. That's a few. How's that?
Turn it up some.
Yeah, like that. That's good. في أن القرآن متضمن لأدوية القلب وعلاجه من جميع أمراضه. That the Noble Qur'an contains the remedy and cure for every illness of the heart. Allah says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الناس قد جاءتكم موعظة من ربكم وشفاء لما في الصدور. وقال تعالى وننزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين. It has been mentioned previously that the diseases of the heart are diseases of doubt and unlawful temptations, shubuhat wa shahawat. That's because the shahawat ta'adid an amrillah and the shubuhat ta'adid an khabli. Because the temptations, they make a person oppose the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the doubts make people oppose the information given by Allah Azza wa Jalla. In the Quran, there is clear evidence and conclusive proof that distinguish the truth from falsehood, and through which the diseases of harmful doubt that corrupt sound knowledge, perception, and understanding disappear, so that things are seen in their true reality. The big word today opposing true reality is artificial. This is the word, it's one of the watchwords, the artificial this and the artificial that, including the artificial intelligence. It's artificial hair, artificial eyelashes, artificial attitudes, and artificial intelligence. So the Quran clarifies there's nothing artificial in it. It's things as a true reality. There is not a book under the heavens that contains such conclusive evidence and signs addressing the highest aims, such as monotheism and tawheed, affirming Allah's divine attributes, affirming the hereafter, the prophethood, refuting the false beliefs and corrupt opinions like the Quran. There's not another book like the Quran in doing that. It encompasses all of that and gathers it in the best, most understandable and eloquent manner. It is a true cure for doubts and uncertainties. However, this is a contingent upon understanding and comprehending its intended meaning. And this is the part in which you and I must strive for.
Can you talk a little louder?
Speak louder?
Yeah, a little louder.
Okay. Bring the mic up. Speak louder. How about I go home? There's an agreement there. How's that? Okay. There's not a book under the heavens that contains such conclusive evidence and signs addressing the highest aims, such as monotheism, affirming Allah's divine attributes, affirming the hereafter, prophethood, refuting the false beliefs and corrupt opinions like the Quran. It encompasses all of that and gathers it in the best, most understandable and eloquent manner. It is a true cure for doubts and uncertainties. However, this is contingent upon understanding and comprehending its intended meaning. What does that mean? Everything we just read means what? It depends upon what? Understanding, the meaning. And so that makes it a priority in the communities around the United States and other places where people don't read the Quran as it's not their language. That's a priority. Is that agreed? A priority is for us and our children to understand the Quran's meaning to cure the illnesses of the heart. Or else what? Or else what? What could happen? The illnesses could continue. So I know you're working on that, correct? In all your malakas and masajid, you have circles of Quran with a teacher that's teaching, correct? You have that, correct? That's what you need. Your money must go toward that. Find those teachers to teach the people how to read, understand the Quran. Find those teachers, the teachers who are equipped to do that. Find those teachers. And no one should do what? No one should front that they are a teacher of the Quran and they are not a teacher of the Quran. No one should do that. Stand in front of the Quran and read the Quran and chop up the verses. Clear mistakes that you can get in touch with. People should not do that. Okay? Should not do that. My brother Mustafa. My brother Mustafa, what's his name? Teacher? Fulani. I sat in circles with him, mashallah. I sat in circles with our brother, he's probably out of my sight now, the Sheikh Ahmad, and wherever you are, you find someone to continue your knowledge of the Quran. Make it a priority because that's the cure. That is the cure. That must be done. And it must be done for your boys and your girls. It must be done for them. Whoever is blessed by Allah with such insight perceives truth and falsehood clearly with their heart, just as clearly as they see night and day. So the statement that Allah knows what's in the heart, or Allah knows what's in my heart, people used to make that statement when they do the wrong thing sometimes, and you try to question them, they say, Allah knows what's in my heart. You can only make that statement if the perception of the heart is coming from where? From the book. Then Allah gives people who will be blessed. You can only make that statement if that's true. Other than that, the statement is false. There's no other path. The Lord is one, the messenger is one, the book is one, and there's no other path except that path down. No exceptions, no entitlements. What does that mean, to be entitled? Fun. You undeservedly deserve something. Deserve something undeserved. No entitlement. No one's an exception that has entitlements. How many do we have in our society today? How many entitlements do we have? A lot. Name some. Social Security. Meaning? Oh, the entitlement. No, I don't mean money. I mean people perceive they should be entitled because of something they have, but it's not deserved along those lines. Like, for instance, like what?
Women because they looks.
Women. Entitlement of women. Mm-hmm. The entitlement of?
Entitled to say anything you want.
Anything you want? Oh, the entitlement because of what?
Freedom of speech.
But pardon me, Sheikh Yahya, old people do that a lot. The older people they say, I've lived long enough to be a fool. Excuse me. And that's not true. As older you get less excuses because you live. You're supposed to have hikmah. Or the entitlement because of race, racial entitlement. That's a big one. People play that all the time. There's a new one. Racial entitlement. You don't have to speak English even though you're born here because you're of a certain race. I don't mean from Pakistan or India. I mean an American doesn't have to speak English because he's entitled because it's expected that he has to change all the time. Change his hair, change his voice, change his talk, change his dress, change his name. It's so bad at one point it got to be X's and Y's and hash sizes like 713X and 7.5 and stuff like that. That craziness. I mean, I had to explain to my own family that I changed my name and I was mistaken to do so, and that my father's name should remain the same. Because of these false entitlements that people try to put on people, you must change yourself. But the book clarifies right from wrong and these kinds of things. Whoever is blessed by Allah with such insight perceives truth and falsehood clearly with their heart, just as clearly as they see night and day. They recognize that all other books in opposition to it have been authored by people and filled with opinions and speculations, which are either unreliable knowledge based on opinions and limitations or false assumptions that yield no benefit in any way in attaining the truth. Either they contain some facts that are of no benefit to the heart, or they contain some factual information that they have made extremely difficult to actualize, while speaking at extensive length to affirm it, yet very little benefit is in it. So there are books that people have been writing over the years over certain topics. They're difficult to read. People buy them, they don't read them. They have them to say, I have this on my shelf. Like a donkey who's carrying a book, but they don't read the books. And trying to, and to say that there's some truth in the books. Famous books. Here's one. Who's ever heard of 41 Rules of Power? Stop. Who's ever heard of 41 Rules of Power?
41 laws.
What?
41 laws.
Thank you. See? Correction. I knew that. 41 laws of power. Now that I got it right, who knows about this? Who knows about this? Yeah, it's supposed to show a person how to deceive other people like they're your friend. It's a book of deception, lies, and hypocrisy. But you find people, oh yeah, I'm going to read this and I'm going to become a hypocrite, a liar, a deceiver. That's what you become if you read that. And why would you be reading that? Why read that? To gain upper hand over other people. You don't need an upper hand. What you need is, we need the truth. To approach people truthfully, to be honest with them. Because the hypocrite lies, yes, and breaks trust, and
Argues he's oppressive.
and
Argues he's oppressive.
when he argues, he's oppressive. So these kinds of books, what's this Chinese man, the philosopher, what's his name? What, say it again, please?
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu. This kind of philosophy. People are running to buy this kind of stuff. If I read this, I will be a fool. Because I don't know Chinese, this is a translation. So I don't know what's being said to me. So all these kind of things among the youth, they put them among the youth, so the youth will read them and say, okay, I'm smarter than you. Because I know a secret you don't know. That's good, man. Oh. What happened to my page? 126. It's a bad. Okay, here we go. They recognize that all other books in opposition to have been authored by people and filled with opinions and speculations, and either unreliable knowledge based on opinions and imitations or false assumptions that yield no benefit in any way in attaining the truth. They contain some facts that are of no benefit to the heart, or they contain some factual information that they have made extremely difficult to actualize, while speaking at extreme length to affirm it, yet they have very little benefit in it. I'm gonna skip the poetry, please. And I'm going right to page 128 at the bottom. They claim that they are repelling misconceptions and doubts through their works. But the righteous, intelligent person, are you with me? Yeah. But the righteous, intelligent person knows that the misconceptions and doubts only increase through them. It is impossible for healing, for guidance, for knowledge, and certainty not to be obtained from the book of Allah and the words of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is impossible for healing to be obtained for any other way. Guidance, knowledge, and certainty not to be obtained from the book of Allah and the words of the Messenger, alayhi salatu, and instead but to be obtained from the words of those confused and doubtful individuals, whose most intelligent thinker who reached the pinnacle of knowledge, said, I'm skipping through the poetry. He went on to say, I'm skipping. Forgive me, please. Down page 131, go to the bottom. As for his healing for the disease of unlawful temptations, then that is due to the wisdom and good admonition it contains, the Qur'an, by way of encouragement and difference, detachment from the worldly life, and encouragement toward the hereafter. And its parables and stories contain various lessons and insights. So the sound heart, qalb salim, now, the sound heart, يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. That day is of no benefit except when it comes to a heart بقلب سليم. قال ابن القيم الجوزية in مفتاح دار السعادة, he said وقلب سليم هو السالم. The سليم بعيد. It's a wasn't على وصف. He said والسليم بمعنى السالم. And that's what he said. سالم من كل الشبهات تعارض عن خبر الله. وكل الشهوات تعارض عن أمره. So it's safe or wholesome from every doubt that will cause a person to go against what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed, and from every temptation that will cause a person to go against what Allah has commanded. As for healing for the disease of unlawful temptations, that is due to the wisdom and good admonition it contains by way of encouragement and deterrence, detachment from worldly life, and encouragement toward the hereafter. And its parables and stories contain various lessons and insights. So the heart inclines toward it when it perceives what benefits in it its worldly life and hereafter, and it is averse to what harms it. Thus the heart becomes fond of guidance and averse to misguidance. The Qur'an removes the ailments that trigger corrupt thoughts. So it rectifies the heart, which will be a cause of rectification of the desires. When the heart is rectified, it rectifies the desires, and in turn will cause the heart to return to its natural disposition that it was created with. Consequently, the actions and choices of the person will become righteous. Actions and his choices will become righteous. Just as a body that returns to being healthy and upon its natural state, whereby it only embraces the truth, like the baby only embraces milk. The heart is nourished by faith and the Qur'an. It is what purifies and strengthens it, supports and delights it, invigorates it, and establishes its sovereignty. Similar to the body, when it is nourished with what enhances and strengthens it. Both the heart and the body need to be nurtured so that they develop and grow fully until they reach completeness and rectitude. Just as the body needs to be nurtured with beneficial food and protected from what harms it by giving it what benefits it and avoids what harms it, the heart is the same, and there is no way to reach this except through the Qur'an. If the heart reaches something similar to it from other sources, it's only a small portion, not the complete desired goal. So cultivation is not complete without these two matters, at which point it could be said the cultivation has thrived and is complete. Cultivation, people call it tarbiyah. Cultivation should only come from Islam and from the Qur'an. In three matters. It should only come from the Qur'an and Islam, and talking about the kawn, the universe. It should only come from Islam, not from anywhere else. An-Nas, who people are, the human being, what he is. It should only come from Islam and the Qur'an. Masjid Nas, where people what will happen to people in the future, should only come from the Qur'an. Those three things, those 3 points. That's how to be al-kawn, An-Nas, and Masjid Nas, people talk about, and not anywhere else. And this is a struggle. People are struggling the non-Muslims are struggling to get our attention that we should accept what they say about people and about who they are, where they come from, and what they're good for or not good for. What we should call them, what their names are, and all of it is all nonsense. Verse Surah Al-Fatih, maybe Surah Al-Fatih. Who has the Mus'haf open and ready to read? Surah Al-Fatih. Anybody have their Mus'haf ready? Their phone ready, open? 35. Al-Fatih. Verse 27 and 28. Can you recite it? Huh? All right. Bismillah.
ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به ثمرات مختلفا ألوانها ومن الجبال جدد بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابيب سود.
Going to 28.
ومن الناس والدواب والأنعام مختلف ألوانه كذلك إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء إن الله عزيز غفور.
Anyone have a translation of that? Everybody ready to read the translation? Go on.
Yeah.
Loud, please.
See you not that Allah sends down water, rain from the sky, and we produce therewith fruits of varying colors, and among the mountains are streaks, white and red, of varying colors, and others very black. And of men, and of dawab, moving living
And of?
At dawab,
No, before. And of?
men,
Of men.
and of dawab, moving living creatures, beasts, etc., and cattle, in like manners of various colors. It is only those who have knowledge among his slaves that fear Allah. Verily, Allah is Almighty, oft forgiving.
Was that clear to everyone? What was being said here by Allah Azza wa Jalla? He's the creator of, and also there's a pattern of color in the dawab, in the cattle, in the fruit, in the vegetables. There's a variety. He did it. Was that not clear? Was it easy? Was it rhetorical? Was it difficult? Verse 13 of Surah Al-Hujurat, the 49th surah. Thirteen.
يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير.
Translation?
O mankind, we have created you from a
A
male.
little louder.
O mankind, we have created you from a male and a female, and made you into nations and tribes, that you may to know one another. Verily, the most honorable of you is Allah, is that believer who has a taqwa. Verily, Allah is all-knowing and all-aware.
So those two verses, three actually, what's being said here? How we achieved our colors, where we come from, our asl, Dakar wa Unta, that we are from tribes, everybody. It's tribal, smaller tribes and larger tribes. And the best of them, all those achieve greatness is who? The one near to Allah is the one, taqwa. No. Was that not easier, or debates, or protests, and marches, and assassinations, and lying organizations, and Supreme Court rulings, and da-da-da. It was very simple, wasn't it? So people turn, if we help them turn to this book and say, look, our book says clearly what this is for, so we're not in this, because we're the ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu. We're the ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu. We have nothing to do with it, nothing. We're absolutely free. I'm not نحن بريء. Because Islam is ايش؟ استسلام لله. الاستسلام لله وانقياد له وبراءة وأهله. Because it is submission to Allah Azza wa Jalla with tawheed, and it is also an inqiyab, to obey Him, and to be free of shirk, polytheism, all of it. And the supporters. So we're not impressed. We have the answers. And the answer must come from the book, Barakallahu Fikum. It doesn't come from us, we're not speaking. I had an example of something here. Yes. This is called, because what we read about just now, today will be called ethnic racial identity. The big fight, ethnic racial identity. And the nonsense has come out from it. And the books that have been written about it. Sheikh An-Nabawiyyah, Dr. Benja Hakman. Yes, I know. People my age, they know what I'm talking about. You don't know about them. They're dead. Alhamdulillah. And I'm sorry. and we're not troubled by them any longer. Not troubled by them. And what they did, they wrote a lot. They have scores of books, big libraries to prove where people come from and what the asl is and what they did in history. And one man said, yes, he said, this teacher, he showed us how our race can be equal to other races. He showed us how to get power. Really? Did he? So, did you hear about the great empire of Mali? This way, West Africa, right? So, yes, we heard of it. Where is it now? It's gone, isn't it? Yes. The Roman Empire, the great one. It's gone, isn't it? Yes. Suleiman's empire, Islam, is it gone? Except for La ilaha illallah. Except for La ilaha illallah. And name any great empire, and all this historical proof, those are gone. They came, they existed, and they're gone. So now for us, we have the book, and we're very fortunate to have it. And this whole idea about ethnic racial identity. They say that ethnic means, part of it means heritage. Yes, something passed on through transmission to someone else. What do we have passed on transmission to us? And the Sunnah and the Hadith. And they say and acquired from predecessors. Acquired from predecessors. Who are our predecessors? The Sahaba. So we have our ethnic identity. We know who we are. We know where we came from. We know who's our mother. I said our mother. Our father. Kullukum min Adam and Adam min Turab. So these are basically, we understand them. They come from our book. The deeper understanding is about our connection to the universe, how it really is, and we guard our homes from any entrance through its windows of those who would oppose that. Does not come through the window, doesn't it? It comes through the window, doesn't it? What do you mean the window? Window 2003, window 2013. It comes through the windows. So at times you need to close the window and have your family sit, and you have to study the book to close those windows, because they bring fitna, and the devices bring divisiveness. The devices, that's what they call them. The devices divide. The kids are in the room with the door closed, earphones on. Abdullaah. 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 What's wrong with that boy? You know what happened. He's plugged in. So you want to be the one tuned in with them. And you have to get the Quranic teachers. You must get the teachers. Those who are short qualified. Okay. You get the teachers that are qualified to teach the children the Qur'an. One man said to me, mashallah, he said, you Americans have a problem. So what is that? He said, we don't have any identity. The same old identity talk, we got on Pakistani clothes like Pakistanis, we got on clothes like Arabs, He's talking on and on and on. This is supposed to be the great problem, right? So the brother answered him and said, no matter where you go in the Muslim world, you're going to find two things. No matter where you go. You're going to find a masjid built from the earth of that place, of that country. And you're going to find the children inside the masjid with a Qur'an teacher being taught the Qur'an. No matter where you go, and that's their identity. You're going to find that universally around the Muslim world. So we're not going to get sidetracked by these things that are meant to separate people based on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. Are there any questions? Good. وآخر دعوان الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you very much. I'm very happy that Susan Nabawiyyah, the administration, invited me to come. It's been 5 years since I've been here. Inshallah. 5 years, and things have changed for the better in the Muslim community. But remember, the da'wah is muta'addi al-nafa'. It's something which is transcendent. It goes beyond you. You're supposed to give it. You're supposed to give it to people. So give it to them. Call them to this. Call them to it. Everybody speak Spanish here? You do? Call them to it. The book, Islam at a Glance, has been translated into Spanish. It's Spanish. It's in Spanish. I've never had anybody take one and they say, thank you very much. They looked at it and said, thank you very much. You know? If you're going to give someone a pamphlet, make sure you read it. Don't just give it. Guys, read it so you'll know what's in it in case a question comes back to you about it. Thank you very much. وآخر دعوة الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.